Nintendo recently came out to say that a Zelda-style Mario Maker just wouldn't work, disappointing many gamers who think there could be something there. Thankfully, developer Firechick already had something in mind well before this and developed Super Dungeon Maker, which was initially released in May last year on Switch. Why am I reviewing it now? Well, Firechick has been listening to feedback and working away at the game to add a lot more content for free and has relaunched it on December 19th with the 1.1 update. What's it like? Grab your architect's bench, pick up a shovel, and let's build this review together. Hey, before we get building our dungeons, would you mind liking and subscribing? It really helps smaller creators like myself get found on YouTube. Super Dungeon Maker takes a lot of inspiration from the Legend of Zelda series. A lot. You play as Fink, who lives in Hyrule, and you are a dungeon builder. There's a short tutorial cleverly disguised as an actual sandbox that can show you the ropes, and from there, you simply create dungeons. Creating dungeons is fun and intuitive thanks to the simple yet thoughtful control scheme. Once you have the basics sorted, you can start messing around with switches, multi-level designs, and triggers. You can also select an overall theme for your dungeon, but disappointingly, you can't set a theme for individual rooms. It would have been great to be able to do this because you could have created an exterior room giving the impression of entering a castle and descending into something like a lava dungeon. This does stop players from being able to tell a story with their creation, and it does ultimately hold the player back from really unleashing their creativity. There is an overworld to explore that holds the tutorial, online dungeons, and the dungeon maker itself, as well as a Hall of Fame for select dungeons, and this basically serves as your menu for the game. There's a fair bit you can do while creating your dungeon, and once you have tested it out, you can share that creation for others to play online, allowing them to rate your design. You can also browse other players' dungeons, and there's a lot of them, ranging from cleverly designed to let's try and crash your Switch. The game is also presented with a bright and colourful pixel art style, somewhat akin to the Minish Cap from the Legend of Zelda series. The characters are charmingly illustrated, and the overworld looks great as well, with trees gently swaying in the wind. The animations are slick, the combat is fun and responsive, and the enemies are interesting. The game does have a few performance issues, mainly when playing in other people's dungeons, where the game can pause for about 5 to 6 seconds while loading a different floor of the dungeon. So what's in the new 1.1 update? The Super Dungeon Maker 1.1 patch has added 2 new themes, which are Lava and Tomb, and 6 new enemy types, requiring different tactics and strategies to best in combat. They have also added in new blocks and eggs to hide and discover, adding a lot more content for you to play with. And all of this is great, but it just feels like something's missing. There's no narrative really, you just build dungeons and explore other users' creations, which is fun for a while, but the lack of narrative or progression, it just seems to hold Dungeon Maker back from greatness. I would have loved to see story elements that unlock new items or abilities, but it's all there at the start and there's little to no direction aside from build dungeons, explore dungeons. If you love running dungeons in any top-down Zelda game, then you are set for a great time. But players looking for a little bit more, this may not be the game for you. For my vision-impaired dungeon builders, the game has a decent-sized UI and nice contrast. It also highlights different rooms with bright borders, allowing you to see each individual section easily. There aren't any options to adjust, so to speak, but you can adjust the brightness of your dungeon to be brighter when creating it. However, you can't adjust other people's creations. There are also no touchscreen controls for the game, which seems like a real missed opportunity due to its point-and-click nature, but the control scheme does work very well and is very easy to use once you get the hang of it. Value-wise, Super Dungeon Maker is currently on sale until the 14th of January at $13.50 before returning to its normal price of $29.99. And considering the large amount of community dungeons at your fingertips and the ability to share and create your own, That makes it really good value if running dungeons is your cup of tea. All in all, Super Dungeon Maker is good fun, but it just feels a little incomplete. The lack of rewards or narrative to push the player forward means Super Dungeon Maker failed to grip me in. I was really looking forward to playing this one too. I do hope that the framework is built on more to push the game from a good one to a great one. The new content has definitely helped freshen up the offering here, and yet I'm still left wanting more. So, what's it like? Super Dungeon Maker is like a cross between a Zelda dungeon mixed with Dungeon Keeper. I award it a 68 out of 100. With our review scoring system, a 68 out of 100 is good. A good game that might be the victim of some odd mechanics that just don't quite work, but is still fun to play. Hey there, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I can't thank you enough for your support. Things have moved a lot faster than I expected with What's It Like, and it's becoming my full-time job. Best way to continue supporting me if you liked my content is to keep watching What's It Like. It doesn't cost a cent and it will always be free. But if you would like to help in other ways, you can always buy me a coffee by visiting this link here, or if you would like to join my Patreon, I show behind-the-scenes insights into how a gaming website operates. I'm so grateful to be here making this content, and I'm even more grateful that you're here watching it with me. Thank you so much.